for joining us and welcome to Panasonic Notebook News. I'm Wendy Bergen. Imagine being able to carry around a notebook computer that's an entire multimedia system with the largest, most brilliant color screen on the market today. Joining me to demonstrate this new product is Roger Hutchison, president of CD-ROM Incorporated, a leader in CD-ROM technology.
Thank you, Wendy. We're here to tell you about Panasonic's latest and greatest notebook computer, the CF-V21P. It may sound like a mouthful, but just wait until you see what this notebook computer can do for you. I think you'll be really impressed.
As you can see, Roger is chomping at the bit to tell you about it. So when we come back, we'll demonstrate the features of the CF-V21P, the first notebook under 6 pounds with a CD-ROM drive, the first notebook with multimedia capabilities, and the first notebook that you won't have to trash in 6 months for a faster, better model.
Get it done, anywhere, anytime. These are the demands of the 90s. To help you meet these demands head-on, meet Panasonic's revolutionary new CF-V21P notebook computer. The first with a built-in CD-ROM option, offering the largest color-active matrix LCD. More options, more upgrades, more features to make getting it done your everyday reality. Ready to take multimedia on the road? The Panasonic CF-V21P gets it done with a built-in CD-ROM disk drive, brilliant color screen, and CD-quality sound card. Ready to leave the heavy manuals at the office? The Panasonic CF-V21P gets it done. Ready for easy-to-install upgrades like a pen-based tablet and an audio-video tuner. Ready to get it done anywhere, anytime? Call 1-800-742-8086 for the dealer nearest you and for our free brochure.
Welcome back to Panasonic Notebook News. Now, Roger, you've just gotten through telling me that this is the first 6-pound notebook computer with a CD-ROM drive built in. How do you fit that into such a small computer?
Good question. The standard in the industry today is 5 1/4 inches. 5 1/4 inch is basically the same size as a CD audio disc, and it holds about 660 megabytes of information. The 3 1/2 inch CD-ROM disc holds 180 megabytes of information without compression. 180 megabytes of information is roughly equivalent to perhaps 75,000 to 100,000 pages.
That's a lot of information.
Indeed it is. We actually can make this information in the office environment. If people have what is called one-off equipment, that one-off equipment can make either 5 1/4 inch discs or 3 1/2 inch discs. So if you have an application, we can take the application, even in our office and several offices across the United States and indeed all over the world. You can take that custom database and make it available on a 3 1/2 inch format.
Well, there aren't that many titles out there right now on 3 1/2 inch.
Commercially, there are about 100 titles available at this time, and that market is growing very rapidly. This ability, however, is probably targeted for professional applications. For example, attorneys. For example, medical doctors. Earlier today we had a medical doctor in the studio, and he talked about how this would help basically increase his ability to practice medicine. So it's really for custom applications. For example, accounting, those types of things.
You mean somebody that's got to take a lot of information with them?
Indeed. There are several good examples in the airline industry today where a mechanic has to carry perhaps 65 or 100 manuals with them. They take those manuals, basically, it's so big at this time they have to actually carry the manuals on a cart. We could take all of those manuals in our office today, scan them, and put the data on the CD-ROM disk, and of course it's only a few dollars for the media itself, and carry that information with the notebook computer in the field.
You've mentioned text now quite a bit now, 75,000, 100,000 pages on it, but I know that the doctor mentioned the need for seeing quality images. Tell me about that in terms of CD-ROM.
Well, actually, I'll tell you about it, but why don't we show you?
Okay.
We have a demonstration of basically animated images at this time. For example, a dog or fish. These are basically animations. We can actually take full motion video. This is one of my favorites. It's a frog swinging in the trees. We can take text, we can take music, we can take really anything that's available in the industry today, take very high quality images, animation, video, still images, text, combine that all in the 3.5-inch format, and bring that information with us in a portable environment in the field.
The quality of this is just wonderful. Is that unique to CD or to Panasonic or both?
It's actually, in this application, unique to Panasonic. The quality of the video accelerator system, this is a local bus video. It has an accelerated capability on it. It has a very, very high quality resolution capability, is unique to the Panasonic notebook computer.
Now, you mentioned that there will be a lot of custom applications or needs in business for people who would want this type of computer. Are you talking about, like, attorneys taking one of these computers into the courtroom and using it to help litigate?
Wendy, if I were an attorney, I would rush to the nearest company that makes CD-ROM discs. I'd buy the Panasonic notebook computer, and I would put all of my legal briefs and court records on a CD-ROM disc. I'd take my notebook computer into the courtroom with me, and I'd probably have a competitive advantage for a long period of time in the courtroom. And that's a perfect application for this technology.
So you're talking about for someone who's got a lot of manuals or a lot of information that they've got to cart around, they can put it on one teeny little disc.
Anybody who has needs for portability, and the portability requires a notebook computer, the capacity is such that they need CD-ROM, this is the technology which would answer that problem.
Well, how difficult then is it to put all that information on a CD-ROM disc?
Not everyone has the ability to make CD-ROM discs, but several companies have the ability to put basically information on CD-ROM discs in their office. It's called Philips one-off equipment or equipment to make one-off discs. Those companies have the ability to make 3.5-inch discs. You know, I know earlier today you spoke to an engineer that had a need for this technology. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at that now?
Thanks, Roger. With me is Mike Oliver, a project engineer at CEI Automation. Exactly what is CEI Automation, Mike?
Wendy, CEI Automation is the initial stand for Custom Engineering Incorporated, and we're a manufacturing and engineering firm for custom automation assembly equipment.
I see you brought an awful lot of manuals with you. What exactly is this?
No, Wendy, this is one project. The typical manuals we'd have to take to the field.
What kinds of things do you have?
Let's see. Here's the operations and maintenance manual, information from other vendors, and a complete set of drawings.
About how many pages would you say you've got here?
About 15,000 pages.
You're kidding, and you have to cart all this around every time you go see a customer?
Well, oftentimes hauling this through the airport gets difficult, so we have to select some of the manuals that we think we're going to need.
Imagine being able to take all that information, in fact 10 times that, 150,000 pages, and put it on one disc.
That'd be great. We could even go from one job to another without having to come back and get more manuals.
In fact, do you have problems finding information within all these manuals?
Definitely. It can take hours to get one little bit of information out that solves a problem.
What happens when you haven't brought the right book along?
Well, then E.T. phones home.
You were mentioning before about hotel rooms?
Yes. One of the difficulties for me in programming is that often I'm working late at night in a hotel room, not even on the customer's floor. And to be able to have information at the touch of a few keys on the computer would be saving hours of time.
Well, Panasonic's notebook CF-V21P is on its way, and I think it's just the ticket for you. Thanks for being with us today, Mike.
Thank you, Wendy.
Appreciate it. Stay tuned. A minute from now, we're going to show you even more features of the CF-V21P and an insurance policy, a way for you to upgrade the computer without having to toss your investment. We hope you've enjoyed learning about the Panasonic CF-V21P. Remember, this notebook computer is an investment. Because it's totally upgradable, it will adapt to your changing requirements.
And the built-in CD-ROM drive is like having a custom library at your fingertips. Also, its multimedia capability lets you make state-of-the-art presentations anytime, anywhere.
So be sure to call in for your free brochure at 1-800-742-8086. Thank you for joining us on Panasonic Notebook News.